Hello and welcome to the first proper episode of my video blog. Today I will be talking about what I think about the progress that Liverpool have been making in the last few months, and also how I feel about the acquisition of Daniel Sturridge to the team. So far I'm very happy with the progress Liverpool are making both on and off the pitch. On the pitch our performances are improving greatly. You can see that in the way that we are trying to pass a bit more. We are scoring a lot of goals, which we were struggling at the start of the season. Off the pitch, obviously, we're starting to get rid of the poor signings we've made. Joe Cole has finally left. When he arrived, I was quite happy when we made the signing. I've got his name on the back of last season's shirt, but it just didn't work out, and he seems to have just dwelled in the club, and his wages were massive considering he was either injured or on the bench. So I'm quite happy with getting rid of him in that respect. A lot of people are moaning about the 3 million we paid him off. It would have cost us about 7 to 8 million if we had kept him, because his wages weren't that high. So although it does look like we've just given 3 million away, we've actually saved ourselves probably 3 to 4 million if he had just not gone. Our home form has improved greatly. We've got 4 wins now in the last 6. Obviously those 2 losses were very disappointing, but still 4 in the last 6 is a massive improvement to what we were at the beginning of the season, and definitely the season before that. Our away record is getting there, still quite poor on the road, but we are slowly improving. And to put it into more perspective about our home and away records, we are the 3rd best home record in the last 6 games, unfortunately the 9th in the away. So obviously home record, only 2 teams better than us. Away needs to be improved a lot more. Further on, talking about the home record, I wouldn't mind seeing a bit more draws rather than losses. And furthermore, some of the other things that have actually really pleased me is the resurgence of Stuart Downing. He's made somewhat of a comeback. It's just a shame it took him a few years to do it, rather than a few months, but I'm very pleased with the way he's playing. Quite a few other people have noticed how well Stuart Downing is playing recently as well. Quite surprised. I don't know if it was all those rumours are saying he was finally about to be sold, and then he suddenly played. Although I'm very happy that he is playing the way he is now. I just wish it didn't take something like this to make him have to do it. Nevertheless, I'm still very pleased with the way he's playing. And I think he really deserved to start the next game against United. He may play against Mansfield, but the United game is really what people are talking about at the moment. Other players I'm quite pleased about is Sterling. I think he's really coming into his own, and he's still only 18. So there's still quite a few years since he's even getting close to his peak. But if he carries on the way he is now, he'll probably be one of Liverpool's greatest players ever. I know that's a bit of a stretch, but I genuinely believe that if he carries on the way he's doing now, I can't see any reason why he wouldn't be mentioned among names like Kenny Dalglish and so on. Now on to the last part, where I'll be talking about how Daniel Sturridge is now a part of Liverpool FC, and I can say that I'm very happy with that purchase. I think he's a great player, strong, can hold the ball up well, and very pacey. So I think he will be a great addition up front. Obviously, we are lacking quite a few people, so we always were going to get some kind of a forward. But with how many rumours there were about of Sturridge, I think it was pretty obvious that transfer was going to be made at some point. I have to say it was a pretty shrewd piece of business as well. 12 million for him. He's got an okay scoring record, but he's only 23, so in a way he is actually a better purchase than Demba Ba was for Chelsea, with him being 29. Demba Ba doesn't really have that many years left at the top flight, really. But being that Sturridge is only 23, you know that he has got quite a few years left in him. Only 12 million, that's a decent price. The only thing I would say that I didn't like about Daniel Sturridge is that sometimes he will go for a shot rather than a pass, but that may be down to the manager not disciplining him enough, or obviously not telling him off enough for doing that. Hopefully Brendan Rodgers will be able to cut that out of his game. However, what I can say about that as well is it does show that he has got the confidence to even try to go for a shot. I can name such strikers such as Torres, when obviously he's in decent form now, but when he was obviously right down there in his form, he was afraid to go for those shots. He would go for those passes instead, which is why he didn't really score that many goals. But with Sturridge, you don't really get that. He has got the confidence to go for that shot. If a lot of them don't go in, then that's something he needs to practice. But I want to have that kind of striker that is willing to take those shots. Like Suarez, he isn't afraid to go for those dribbles that many other players won't. They'll try to pass, while he'll just try to walk it through, and more often than not, he either scores a goal or at least gets us a corner. So 2 strikers up there now who are willing to try things that other people won't. I think that will probably create a lot of goals. But those criticisms I just gave him earlier, a player of his age is obviously not going to be the perfect striker. In time, I think he will, and hopefully Brendan Rodgers will be the man to make those flaws that he has a little bit less, and to work on the strengths he has. He has got a lot of qualities that Torres has got. Quite quick, quite accurate shots. So I think it is the kind of striker we need to link up with Suarez, because he has been quite isolated up there on his own. The press conference he had was very good. He went over quite a lot of fans, talking about how big the club is and how honoured he is to be there. Is always nice to hear. And he probably will be playing against Mansfield as well, so that should be a good game to watch just for him, probably, just to see how he can get along, how he can link up with the other players. And if he has a good game, maybe he'll start against Manchester United. Who knows? I would have wished that Liverpool would have bought maybe one more player at least, but at least he bought someone rather than no one, because we were in desperate need for some players. So that's that for the first ever episode I've made. It's quite a bit less nervy than the introduction I did yesterday, but I've really enjoyed this. I hope you've enjoyed watching it as well. If you've got any suggestions at all, just put them in the comment section. And if you want to check out my blog as well, and I hope you watch the next one. Thank you.